Yeah, g'day. I put up a wee short the other day talking about my two IFAK bags. I have been using the OneTigris Foxtrot Alpha. It's been a great bag, but there's a couple of things about it I really didn't quite like. The idea of the quick deployment, excuse me, I just put some socks in there to stuff it out. The idea of the quick deployment, grab the tag, is great, but if you're using it in the bush, like I sometimes do, it's not so good, because you can imagine that getting hooked up on a bit of bush lawyer or a loose branch, and then if you hear the zip go, great. If you don't, you look around and all your contents are getting spread down the hillside, and that's no good. Yeah, so I'll keep this pouch, but I'll probably end up using it for something different. Yeah, so I came across this one here. It's new to the market. It's made by a company called Twinneedle, Christchurch-based company, and I really like it. It's got a couple of features that are really quite cool. We'll start at the back. We've got a belt loop, can go through, and then through here. Now you're wondering why I'm pointing out that it's got two belt loops. Well, if you think about your belt loops, where your belt actually hooks onto your trousers, if you have one of them going through here, what that does is effectively locks this IFAK in place on your belt. So it could be sitting on your belt, and it's not going to move. And that's really important for the second feature. Before we get into that, what is an IFAK? Why do I carry one? So IFAK blowout kit, whatever you want to call it. This is a first aid kit for when something's really gone wrong. It's not for bumps, bruises, blisters, that sort of stuff. This is for stopping hemorrhagic bleeds, gunshots, that sort of stuff. No, I'm not a soldier. No, nothing silly like that. I do a lot of hunting. I do a lot of hunting by myself. So something that I can apply a wound if I cut myself, or if something bad happens and I injure myself badly, and just give myself a bit of a better chance. So there's only 2 or 3 main items in here, but there's stuff I need to be able to get at in a hurry, and they're things that I need to be able to get at one-handed. So that's the whole point of this to me. It's on my belt, it's easy to get to. Now, like I said, those belt loops on the back, the idea behind them is that you can pull that off your belt straight away. So if we look, that's this front pocket here. It's just pulled out, and it's got a little Velcro tab on the back and a little Velcro tab on the inside that you can't really see. So that locks it in there, and it's held in nice and securely until it's needed. And then on each end there's just a paracord loop, so you can set it up for left-handed or right-handed deployment, however you prefer, whatever hand you've got. Now from there, it's one hand and it's open. So in here, some interesting things. I've got just Z-fold gauze for or S-fold gauze for packing wounds. I've got an Israeli bandage. I'll do a video about one of these later. These are a fantastic piece of kit. I'll get another one in, because if I open this one, this is my good one and we're a bit buggered. But fantastic piece of kit. This is a dressing that you can apply one-handed to your arm or leg. It's got a little sleeve that you can slide in over the wound, do it up, and then it's got a little cam action to lock it off, so you can put it on one-handed. You know, the Israeli army came up with this, hence why they're called Israeli bandages. Fantastic piece of kit. They come in a whole range of sizes. A cat tourniquet. Again, if you don't know what one of these are, there's heaps of videos on the internet. Don't buy the AliExpress ones. They do snap. We've used them in training exercises and they've snapped. Was not tight enough to stop blood flow. So get the real one. Cat. There's several other brands of tourniquet as well, but go to a reputable dealer to get one of those. And the other thing I have is just some chest seals. Chest seals are for stab wounds, puncture wounds, that sort of stuff. Yeah, we'll talk about those another day. But yeah, cat stops hemorrhagic bleeds. So think arterial bleeds, femoral artery, brachial artery, that sort of thing. So you know, if you've got a bad cut in your wrist area or in your thigh, you can put this above it, crank it up, stop the bleed. So that's what that's all about. So that's the main part of this thing, and it's one-handed deployment. So you could have your hand on a cut on your leg, pull the kit off, open it up, and get the tourniquet on single-handedly. Or if you've got pressure on the wound, it's easy for your mate if you've got a mate there to give you a hand. So yeah, and then it's got a second pocket on the back. Yeah, that's pretty cool because that allows a few things. So in here, just got some latex gloves. I've just come back from a school camp, so an ice pack, instant ice pack. These kids are always hurting themselves. A few dressings and a survival blanket, and some steri strips, of course. Those things are vital. In place of stitches, just for a quick and dirty fix to get you home. So yeah, that's my new IFAK. It's made by Twinneedle, as I said. Just pointing out, I'm not paid by Twinneedle. I was just in there talking, and yeah, that came up in conversation, and yeah, so I acquired one of these. They're coming up for sale to the public, general public, very soon. So twinneedle.co.nz is where you can find out more about those. Tell them that yeah, that it's a the Hunter's IFAK. Fantastic little piece of kit. Yeah, so obviously that's not for bumps, bruises, or blisters. You know, you'll have another first aid kit in your pack that's got all that stuff in it. But in terms of a stuff's gone wrong in a hurry, it's ideal. I also am a volunteer first responder, so having something like this on me is really quite useful. You know, I could imagine a few scenarios with the organisation I volunteer for that this could be used on myself or someone else. So yeah, just something to think about, and it's not big. It sits on your belt and you don't even notice it's there after a couple of hours. I've had this kit for a little over 3 weeks now. I've had 5 days in the bush with it, and yeah, I haven't obviously needed it. I mean, I've carried some of this gear for years, but I haven't needed it, but it's there in case I do. But yeah, just a cool piece of kit. Thanks for watching. If you've got any other suggestions for other people about what you might carry in your IFAK, you know, different parts of the world, different things. We don't have snakes here. We don't have you know, really anything more poisonous than a wasp. So you know, things like anti-venom kits and stuff aren't so much of a big deal here in New Zealand, but in other parts of the world they might be. You know, different environments, you might have different things. But yeah, just for a trauma kit, blowout kit, IFAK kit, IFAS I've heard used as well, individual first aid system. Yeah, just plenty of gear out there, but think about carrying one. This might be a way of carrying it for you. Thanks for watching. If you like, subscribe, and have a good day. Thank you.